today on Divorce Court.
Dayna and I have been having a lot of issues that we can't seem to work out. Ever since our son was born, I feel like she's had more love for him than she has for me.
He kind of got pushed to the side, but our son is a baby. He needs me.
With Dayna, it's either her way or the highway. I can try as hard as I'd like, and it's never done the way that she wants it to be done.
The bond between Gary and our son is amazing, but I know that if we don't have a good foundation as a couple, we're not going to get far, and I don't want Benson to grow up thinking that's the way relationships should be.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Dayna Megaries and Gary Rosselli. The two of you have been together for a year and a half. You have one child together, and you are considering marrying, but you have some issues, so you've come to me for my advice. I'm going to start with you, Ms. Megaries. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your union and why you're having some concerns about marrying him?
Your Honor, he's the love of my life. However, since we've had our child, things have changed. We used to be best friends and talk about everything. And now all he talks about is work, and all I seem to talk about is the baby. And so I would just like to reconnect so we can
When
move
you
on.
say all he talks about is work, first tell me, what is it? What do you do?
I'm a lift operator and a sales associate.
At a large retailer?
At a large retailer.
Okay. And he talks about that all day?
All day.
What does he talk about?
I didn't know there was so much information about irrigation and plumbing, but there is. He's the only person that could directly go from what a baby's feeding is and relate that to a water heater.
Are you a little over the top with the job?
It's not so much talking about the job, is that that's what I do for 9 or 10 hours a day sometimes. I'm the sole provider for the family, and I am compassionate about my job. And I pay the bills, and I make sure that they're paid. And I wake up in the morning, and I go to work, and I get off, and I come home, and I have some stories.
Yeah. About water heaters, but that's what you know. That's what he does. Now I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say that. He's working, and he likes what he does. I'm assuming, because you wouldn't be at home talking about it if you don't like it. So you got a guy in fairly good humor bringing home money. So, you know, a little few water heater stories, you got to suck it up. But every once in a while, you got to come off with a little something else, just kind of switch it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
On top of that, this is my first real job I've had in quite some time. And I've been there for over a year.
And you're excited about it.
And I'm excited about it.
Your Honor, I'm proud of him for that. However, there has to be a balance between work and home life.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for.
You believe that he thinks it's easy. You're a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. You have a son, 1 year old?
7 months.
7 months old. His name's Benson. Mm-hmm. You believe that he thinks it's an easy job.
I do. I think that in his mind, I'm at home, lounging on the couch, playing with the baby, not doing anything. However, behind the scenes, dinner's getting cooked, his lunches are getting made, laundry's getting done. I'm running a household, and that's not easy. And our son hasn't died yet, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
Well, which is always a good sign. We like that. Why do you think he thinks it's easy?
Because in his eyes, like he said, he's the sole provider, so he's got the harder job. Mm-hmm. So when he gets off work, he expects me to just be there for him, and like I've been rested all day, so I can just sit around and do nothing with him.
I completely concur with what she's saying. I know that being a stay-at-home mother is not an easy job.
Right.
I don't try to help. When I come home, sometimes I just like to spend a couple of minutes to relax. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to think that that's understandable.
Right.
But when I do get up from the couch to try to help, nothing that I do is sufficient to her standards.
Give me an example.
Okay.
I mean, do you ever just take the baby? Because you have to have time to decompress from the heaters. I get that.
Right.
But she's with that baby 24/7. She needs a little decompression time, too. Do you ever say, just take him off her hands for an hour, goof around with him, so she can just...
I do, but when I do that, she does not do that. If I get to the point where I do take him and am playing with him, she will either not like what I'm doing with him, or thinks I'm holding him too much and need to let him play, or starts doing the dishes or laundry.
Your Honor, what he's trying to say is he gets mad that the time he gives me to rest, I don't spend it resting. I'm sorry, but there's still stuff that has to be done. So the time that I would have to rest, I use it to do more laundry, to clean the house. He gets mad because I don't relax. If I was to relax, who's going to do everything?
I gotcha. You're describing a home in which it sounds like you've been married forever and there's no more romance, there's no more spark.
That's what
It's all job, all work. Is that how you feel it is?
That's how I feel it is. That he's 100% work, I'm 100% home and baby, and the flame that we used to have, which was hot and heavy always, is sizzled out to nothing.
But you've only been together a year and a half.
But we dated in high school.
I have to sleep on the couch a lot of nights because I don't feel comfortable in the bed sometimes because they are.
We co-sleep and I breastfeed.
Oh, okay.
So it can make it a little uncomfortable to try to get snuggling.
That makes it hard. You know what I mean? That makes it hard.
And I'm not saying that any of that's wrong.
Yeah.
I just have to have my own area for rest.
This is your first baby?
Yes.
Now, when he does take care of the baby, are you a little overly?
Absolutely. I'm overly everything.
Thank you for that.
He's my only son. He's my only child. He's my pride and joy. And I hate to hear him cry. So if he's sitting in one spot holding him and he's still crying, get up and move around. Distract him. He's teething. He needs distraction. So it bothers me to hear him cry when he could be doing something else.
Ms. Megarees, let me ask you a question. Do you think you're shooting your own self in the foot by telling him how to bond with his baby without letting him kind of figure it out on his own?
Absolutely.
Because the baby won't break, you know? I mean, and if he cries a little bit, it won't kill him. He'll be fine, and then he'll figure out what works for him and the baby. Then they'll have more time to be playing with them. They do unusual things with them, but they don't break them. You know what I mean? And you kind of got to allow that to happen if you want to have a household where everything is not your baby and mommy and he's the heater man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at least you're aware, and I appreciate your awareness.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I also understand, as a function of all of this separation, you don't believe that he's attracted to you anymore. So I want to turn our attention to that, and hopefully we can resolve some of these issues.
If I can add one thing before we
Sure.
go into the next action. I believe that since we've had our son, she has so much love for him that it doesn't feel like she has love left for me.
And we're going to talk about that as well.
There's days where I don't get to take a shower and this is all glam. This is not, he's not seen this. So yeah, I need to spend some more time taking care of myself. However, when am I going to do that when I have this baby?
Now, Ms. Megarees, you are not the first person to have a baby.
I realize that, Your Honor.
I've had a couple myself. Ms. Megarees, you say that you feel he's not attracted to you anymore. Why do you feel that way?
I used to have a banging body before I had this baby, and he did some damage. And since then, I don't feel like Gary's interested at all in what I have to offer anymore. We used to have hot and heavy everything all the time, and now we don't even hold hands.
Okay. Now, you know, you don't have the same amount of time. You can't take that personally. If you're breastfeeding the baby in the bed and you're co-sleeping with, he can't.
There's a couch in the living room. We could separate some things. We could
Are you willing to do that, or is that just something you're telling me?
We can make time for anything.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I am willing to make time for all of that.
But I'm asking you, are you doing what you need? Sometimes he needs his engine revved too. If you come home and you're in full baby mode, and you're...
Your Honor, there's days where I don't get to take a shower and this is all glam. This is not, he's not seen this. So yeah, I need to spend some more time taking care of myself. However, when am I going to do that when I have this baby?
Now, Ms. Megarees, you are not the first person to have a baby.
I realize that, Your Honor.
I've had a couple myself.
And you look great.
And I'm telling you, you got to do some things differently, and they're not all going to work by magic. You got to work around these people. You can't be in mother mode all the time. There are things that have to be done differently. You know, you got an excuse for everything.
I do. It's a reason, though.
No, it's an excuse. A reason is something. Well, let me not go down that road. Mr. Roselli, why do you feel like all of her love is directed to Benson and you don't get anything to spare?
I think she explained that pretty well herself. I mean, I come home from work and she's with him. And even if it was to a point where I wanted to spend time with him, I don't do it the way that she wants me to. You know.
Do you ever come home with some conversation that's not about an appliance?
No.
Do you ever come home with some conversation about, hey, baby, how you doing? You look good today. You know, have you ever made an effort to do something other than what is immediately before you, which is relaxation? I want to power down. I want to decompress. Have you come at it in a way that would get you what you're looking for?
I've tried, and it's difficult to...
I object to that. I would like to know when the trying happened.
Yeah, what did the trying look like?
Yeah, because I missed it.
Give me something.
Well, unfortunately, it probably looked like me sitting on the couch to try to relax for a few minutes.
Right.
So you haven't tried. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right.
Are you one of those mothers that can't put the baby with a babysitter?
Well, not right now, but his mother can watch him. We don't have a flame. He's my dream guy. He's everything I've ever wanted since I laid eyes on him when we were 16. I would do anything to bring back our flame. He's the world to me. Without him, I wouldn't even have my son. And I tried my hardest to separate and to spread my love, but it is hard to separate that. It is hard, especially because I do breastfeed, and I grew up differently than he did. I didn't grow up with parents, so me being a parent to my son is beyond important to me.
Do you understand the depth of her feeling there with respect to that boy? Not just because she's a mother, because we all feel like that about our kids, but she has a whole nother layer of emotional baggage on top of that because she didn't have a family. And she wants to make sure he's encompassed with that love that she didn't get to feel. Are you there with me on that?
I absolutely understand that. I mean, I can't say honestly I know what that feels like on the inside, but yes, I completely understand that.
Can I see the baby? Yes! Love the babies! Benson! How are you, man?
Benny.
I've been rejected. I'm gonna plead his case for a moment, and then I'm gonna let him chime in. When you take care of somebody, because he took care of his mother, right? That was handicapped. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can get sucked into being a caretaker that you forget to see the people around you and forget to interact necessarily with the people around you. And I think that's what he thinks has happened to you. Am I right?
I honestly never thought about it that way, but that's definitely part of it. I understand that, and
Yeah, you know, Mr. Roselli, you're it. I'm tagging you.
Okay.
You're the guy. You're the person. You're Superman. You're gonna fix this. Somebody's gotta step out on and make themselves uncomfortable. Somebody's got to step away from their habit and routine and what they're already doing. Somebody's gonna have to do what's making them uncomfortable, and I'm picking you. Okay?
Okay.
Well, I'm picking you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out what it is you're gonna do to pluck her out of eternal mother mode and wifey her up for a couple of hours. Do you have anything that you used to do that you could pull back out of that box? And, well, let me not say that. Is there anything that you used to do that you could do again?
Absolutely, absolutely, Your Honor. We both have an affinity for the outdoors and hiking and going to bodies of water and...
What if you made a date? What if you got mom or whoever it is to take the baby for 3 hours on an afternoon, take her to the lake, sit your behind down.
Because
Look at her.
Because he'll be there right there, too.
What?
Because he'll be there right there, too.
Who?
Benny.
Babysitter.
See, this is the thing. He keeps saying I won't leave him to go do things, but he never asked me to go do anything, so how would he know that I wouldn't feel like leaving him for a couple hours?
That's why I'm tagging you. I'm saying you're it. You got to make it happen. You can't say, well, I could, you know, if there was $1 million across the room over there, and you'd have to do something unusual to get there, you'd do it, wouldn't you? There's your $1 million. You have to do something unusual to get back there. So what you have to do is say, look, babe, I've made the date. I've got the place, I got the babysitter, I got the sandwiches, let's roll. And then you put her in the car, you know what I mean? Don't give her time to object and all that kind of stuff. Get in the car, baby, let's go. And then you go to the lake, and when you're in the lake, you look at her and you say, Since you've had that baby, you've gotten so much softer and more womanly.
Oh my God.
Yes, indeed. I do like what I see. Now record this or something. I'm giving you good stuff. So you're it, right? You gonna be my dude? You gonna be my man?
I'm your dude.
You gonna handle the business?
I'm your dude.
Is the baby's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I see the baby? Yes. Love the babies. Benson! How are you, man? How are you, Ben? She's like, who is this scary woman?
Benny.
I've been rejected completely. Let's go to Mama. I'm sorry, Benson. I made the baby holler. Oh, he's horrified. He's looking at me.
Here you go.
I'm crushed. Benson didn't show me any love. I'm hurt, but I'm gonna get over it. He's interested in the audience. He sees somebody in the audience he likes. But you don't have any holler for me. That's all right. That's okay. That's okay. Listen, the two of you are a wonderful couple with a wonderful baby. I have tagged you to be the man. I have tagged you to do the lead. I have told you what to do. I even gave you the words with which to do it. Now, if you can't figure out the rest on your own, I can't help you out at all. So best of luck to the both of you. Benson, you the sweet... What do you have to say?
One thing to add.
Okay.
I love you with all of my heart, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?
Hey, that's it for me. Best of luck to both of you. This matter's adjourned.
We are very excited to get married. I think next fall would be a good time for us.
Yeah.
Hopefully maybe around September or October next year.
Yeah. Yeah, fall would be great. And this little guy here, Benny, is gonna be the best man